Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft2 Legacy of the Void, and today a master level game sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. Going to be a TVT late game here on Lost and Found, the Ladder Edition. Top right-hand corner, the red Terran player Geoff, and the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the blue Terran player BorisJohnson, which I think has got to be right up against the maximum number of characters you can have in your name. BorisJohnson. Yep, that's 12. That is the maximum number you can put in. We're going Boris from now on. Boris and Natasha. No, just Boris here. Versus Geoff. It's going to be a TVT here at the High Master level, and we're going to see some Cyclones in the early game. We're going to see some variations on Hellions and Reaper advancement here too. We do have a barracks coming up for both players, as is tradition. Actually, hold on. That's a proxy barracks opening from Boris. I'm liking this very much. Another SCV coming up and another SCV coming up. Woo! This is getting started fast. Look who doesn't need to scout. Geoff says, I don't need to scout. Who needs to scout with workers? That's for weaklings and lesser wimps. So he's not going to see this. He's not going to know this is coming at all. He's going to expect a standard timing from his opponent. But this is a 3 racks opening from Boris. There are going to be Marines here sooner rather than later. There is no gas being taken back home, so that tells us it's definitely going to just be Marines. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, it's going to be a Reaper opening here from Geoff. Reaper's name is going to be 2 kids in a trench coat. Make it a Reaper. Okay, Jim and Raynor decided to try the oldest trick in the book to get into an R-rated film. With Jim on Raynor's shoulders, they handed a fake ID to the ticket booth. The cashier did not notice that the massive disproportionately small arms, the fake gruff voice, nor the fact that no one has worn trench coats in centuries. However, the cashier did notice that the fake ID had the name Jim Raynor on it. The Terran Dominion secret police were called in, who took what they thought was the #1 enemy of the state, stuffed him into a Reaper suit, and sent him into an obvious suicide mission. Now Jim and Raynor try to control a Reaper suit, even though they don't really fit and aren't old enough to drive. Wow, Jim and Raynor, 2 kids in a trench coat. Bad times for you guys. You chose the wrong stuff there for sure. But here we go. We've got SCVs. We've got Marines. Those are cool looking Marines. Their guns are kind of shiny, and the SCVs look awesome as well. So Reaper checking for proxies. Not going to find it there. Not going to find it down here either. Like, he's doing a pretty good job looking, but just not going to the one place it is. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Yeah. Oh my gosh. He got... Oh, wait. He sees it. He sees it. What's he going to do in response here? Well, he's got a Cyclone in production, but the Marines are present. The SCVs are ready to go. Building a bunker inside the main base too. Pull the SCVs. Here they come. SCVs tanking for Boris. Marines just absolutely wrecking this SCV count right now. Cyclone getting some damage done too. Nice kiting on display. The bunker is not going to finish, unfortunately, here. The Marines are just doing so well here. However, our friends, the Reaper's doing good work combined with the Cyclone in defense, canceling the bunker, and it looks like that's a hold. That was a hold from Geoff there. Fantastically well done. Scouting that didn't really help, I don't think. He didn't prepare for it in any way. He didn't have time to prepare for it. By the time he scouted this barracks proxy setup, the Marines were basically already here. So great job pulling the SCVs, losing a bunch in the process, right? 8 workers were killed by Boris, but then 3 were brought along too, and those all died. The Geoff ended up killing there as well. So it is currently, we're in a situation where Geoff is in the driver's seat here. It's 16 to 20 workers. Boris has more workers than Geoff does, but the tech advantage is definitely favoring our red Terran player. And as a result, he should be able to hold any further aggression, but it does look like the Boris is going to go ahead and head on home. Throwing up a factory of his own, another barracks here. Working on Banshee with Cloak as a follow-up for Geoff. Very standard in TVT these days. And a Widowmine coming in here too with a Marine. So here goes nothing. Banshee going to move out across the map on the follow-up. Fairly standard follow-up here, honestly. Cloak Banshees have their place for sure in TVTs. Saw Gumio use that to pretty good effect against Innovation when I was casting for the WESG Korean Regional Qualifier back on Friday. Go to twitch.tv/WSCG_2 if you want to see Falcon cast a whole ton of crazy good StarCraft from players all around the world. I cast Poland on Friday as well. We had Nurchio there. We had Soul there. Laser automatically qualified. Well, worked hard to qualify in the first of the Polish qualifiers. So that was very impressive by him. So Laser wasn't present for this one, but Nurchio definitely was. And Mana as well in that final. So a good time. Alright, so here's the Cloak Banshee. Where's your detection? Do you have anything? No, definitely not. The Banshee choosing to go after the Marines here instead of after SCVs, whittling down the Marine count is good for future battles for sure. And plus, staying at the edges means that she can escape quickly if necessary. 45, 46, 47, about 50 here. The Banshee has pretty darn good game sense to recognize when there might be a scan coming up here. She has 11 kills. There's the scan, and the Banshee gets another Marine kill on the way out. Just a beautiful, beautiful Marine hit there. Boris was not expecting that whatsoever. And as a result, it is now 23 to 25 workers. Boris lost, oh, there we go. Lost a couple more there. Missile turret getting some shots off there too, but the Marine count is not as high as it used to be in favor for Boris. He's got 2 Marines on the field right now. 2. He was going to push out, but now he can't because the Banshee wrecked his entire army. Ah, what a play. What a fantastic follow-up there. Barracks for BorisJohnson is sitting here inside Geoff's main base, which is really, really annoying, and eventually it will get cleared out. Sneaking up here, Banshee coming on back home, and Boris is expanding to worker count 24 to 27. He has the lead, but army supply about double now for Geoff. He's got Liberators, he's got the Cyclones, he's got the Marines, and the Reapers in the mix here too. Tank production coming on up, and so far so good from the Red Terran player. Boris is no slouch either though. He already has his natural base done. It's an orbital command. He can call down mules over there, whereas Geoff is still working on his natural base. Raven being built. Raven so very, very important in TVT. Oh, what's the game that I cast? Innovation versus... Oh, was it Innovation Beyond? There was a TVT I cast on Dreamcatcher on Friday. Between, I think it was Innovation and Beyond, or was it Innovation versus Gumio? I think it was Beyond. It was amazing. I have the replay. But the VOD's also available where I co-casted it with Laughin' Games. I don't know. Seriously, just go to twitch.tv / WESG_SC2 and watch the VODs, because that was some of the best StarCraft I've ever cast in my entire life. It was a fantastically wonderful time. Alright, so additional starport coming up here from Geoff. He's working on his Viking production. Having air superiority is really important for these future battles for TVT. Being able to beat your opponent's Vikings so that you can get vision for your tanks is hugely important. Also, we saw quite a bit of innovation using landed Vikings and these pushes that he would do in TVT, where the landed Vikings would be buffering for other stuff. They'd be doing extra damage versus things like Cyclones and like Hellions, and just doing a ton of good stuff for Innovation's army. So I'm not sure we're going to see that here today, but maybe something that Terran players will try to implement into their games later on. Because it was really good. I mean, it was... You have to have Innovation's control, though, which I think maybe is what is precluding most people from attempting it, to be entirely fair. Anyway, Barracks getting around here for Geoff. He's definitely going mech. Both players are going a bit for the mech style here. Well, you know what? There's 3 Barracks here for Boris. I guess he landed his Barracks in here. I assumed he was not needing it anymore. Well, he could have used it, though. He just wanted to block off the expansion a little bit more, I suppose. So yeah, Raven, gonna go ahead and double pump some Vikings. In production here, too, we've got tanks, we have Hellions, we have Liberators, and this is where you can mech in TVT, but you're a little bit vulnerable here in the early stages of the game. However, if you've done a good job, as the Banshee tries to get out, she does have 17 kills. Holy what? She hasn't killed any workers, has she? I think maybe she has. Banshee heading on home to get repaired up and maybe come back in for mission number 2. Third base landing for Boris. Man, Boris is not bad. I thought maybe this the fact that he was going for a 3 proxy barracks in game number 1 here indicated he was not that good of a player, but dang, he knows what he's doing, and he can make this thing work. So, but his army's pushing out. They're a little bit spread apart here, a little bit not exactly in one unified group. Marine count not nearly as high as he'd like to be, again, thanks to that Raven attack early on. And where are we headed, boys? Where are we landing? Where are we dropping? As my kids like to say. The answer is... nowhere, really. We're just kind of hanging out for the time being. We might try to sneak on into this third base that Geoff just landed and is upgrading into a planetary fortress. Got some Hellions on the ground. Got a couple Cyclones here. Got a tank in siege mode. And I don't know about this, Boris. Not a good situation, man. These Hellions doing work against you. The tank's in the back. Nice interference matrix on the tank, though. However, not enough. Not enough to actually take it down, and not enough to actually win the engagement there. Goodbye, Medevac. Taken down their Raven out as well. So good hold there by Geoff. Not the best engagement by Boris, but again, that's why this is Masters and not GM and not pro level stuff. That said, Masters is a little bit interesting. You can see different things for sure in a Masters level game than you can really ever see in a pro level game here. So just keep that in mind. We'll keep watching. We'll keep watching and see what comes at us next. I have a feeling that there might be some battlecruiser play. Not that that's something you'll never see in a pro game, because again, in the TVT Psychcast of Innovation, there was one that ended up using battlecruisers. So they are actually viable in the highest levels in certain matchups and in very specific situations. Which means they're probably not good. I mean, so there's not good in StarCraft, which means the unit is literally never ever used, right? That just means that's what carriers were for a long time in StarCraft2. That's what Hydras were for a long time in StarCraft2. And now it feels like everything has a place, everything has a time in which it is viable in a lot of different situations, except for the battlecruiser. Not that great. Tempest are used against Broodlords. Tempest are used against Liberators as well. Otherwise, they don't do a whole lot, but at least you see them in two separate matchups. TVT, it feels like, is the only place that battlecruisers even exist. Banshee is back, man. 19 kills on this Banshee. Getting chased away. Oh, there's the scan. The Viking. Oh, and the Marines finish her off. Got a little bit too greedy there. Our Banshee pilot, MVP. MVP of the match so far for sure on her. Fourth base going to land here from Boris. We're 11 minutes in. He's going for a fourth base. His macro is on fire right now. Can't land because there's Hellions sitting here, and the Hellions are like, hey, we got this. No, we do not. That's a huge, scary Terran army with Marines and Marauders and Cyclones. We are outnumbered 1,000,000 to 1 there. Time to get on out. They do have the Infernal Pre-Igniter, which is nice. Both players going for Raven and Corvid Reactor, which increases the maximum energy on the Ravens. And yeah, so far so good. I do like to see Raven play. It's just anti-armor missile is such a fun ability. There is talk that the next balance patch, which is coming up soon, if it hasn't been released already, will remove all damage that the anti-armor missile does. It was already nerfed to like 10 damage per anti-armor missile. Splash, so I mean, it's not bad. 10 splash is pretty good, but now it's going to be all the way down to 0. So all it does is just remove armor from its target. Holy Raven attack from Geoff. It's just swinging on in. We're going to try to take down your planetary fortress before it's a planetary. How's that sound? Not ideal, man. The SCV's running for their lives here. They got to repair the planetary fortress. I don't know if they actually can. And no, what a hit. That was a very Ketrock-esque. Speaking of which, I do have a Ketrock game that I need to cast for you guys coming up soon here. Too much StarCraft to cast. Oh, the Ravens try to get out. They are getting chased down by these Vikings, throwing down some auto turrets to help maybe discourage that chasing. And wow, that's a lot of Vikings out of Boris here. Missile turret's going to have to help with this. Defensive Vikings, they're severely outnumbered right now. And here come the medevacs. What are they even doing? There's a Marauder in this. This is the weirdest, emptiest medevac drop I've ever seen in my entire life. Is it almost just a fake? Is it almost just makes you think there's bio in here, but there actually isn't? This absolute air superiority right now from Boris is amazing. This is exactly what you want in TVT. That said, missile turrets on the ground can kind of wreck your day. Tanks 2 can make you have a bad time, and he is going to go ahead and pull out here. Why? Did he lose all of his medevacs except for one, and the one that had the Marauder in it, and it has 5 HP on that medevac? It seems so. Man, the rest of those medevacs just got eviscerated, huh? Fourth base done here by Geoff. Looking at missile turret. Looking at planetary fortress here. Long distance mining for his fourth. Where his fourth was for Geoff a second ago. And there is our battlecruiser production here. We're getting weapon refit. Working on a battlecruisers here at the 13-minute mark for Geoff. I'm loving it. I just love battlecruisers so much. It brings a smile to my face every time I see one of those things. Hellions. Nope. Again, Marauders and Marines with medevac support. Just not what you want to tack into if you happen to be a Hellion. It's not a good place to be at all. Air weapons being researched by both players. Are we seeing battle cruisers? Possibly. Well, additional starports on the way. Did he see this? Yeah, man. Boris knows. Boris knows. Multiple starports with tech labs on it is going to be battle cruiser. If he didn't see, have any popped out already? No. But they are being worked on nevertheless. Hellions down here in the bottom right from Geoff. Where are the battle cruisers? Here they are. All right, so battle cruisers are not good. They're trying to make them better. They're trying to make them a better unit in this future balance patch for StarCraft 2. Blue Flame Hellions trying to get in and get some damage done against these SCVs, but A lot of Marauders here and a bunker, so not exactly the most successful mission. Couple Hellions, or a couple SCVs die, but otherwise not that big of a deal. 36 workers killed by Geoff, though, so maybe a little bit more than I expected there. Not bad. Not bad indeed. So battlecruisers will be changed to where they can attack while moving, which is really good for pursuit and retreat. Is if you can be constantly firing at something while you're chasing it, it really makes it hard for them to get away without dying. And then same thing, kind of cover your retreat by firing at them as you're retreating, but still, it just kind of makes the battlecruiser good in certain situations in the early game if you rush battlecruiser, but in just they're not tanky enough and they don't do enough damage to really be super viable in most situations into the late game. Hellions, this is absolutely a planetary fortress with tank support. You're not getting in here. I understand what you're trying to do. Well, I guess you just bypass it entirely and get into the natural base. Guess what? There's a tank here too, though. I don't care, they say. We're going to go ahead. Oh, lining up these SCVs. He's trying to kill the tank, but really would have done much better served to take down these SCVs, but 2 tanks on the high ground, making it very, very hard here to do. Good composition from Boris right now. He's got Marine, Marauder, a Tank, Liberator, a Viking, and a Medevac. We're setting up for an accidental engage here right now. I don't think either player knows this is happening. And there we go. Scanning each other, seeing what's up. The Yamato cannons are a possibility here. Anti-armor missile. Oh, actually kind of wasting it there onto those Hellbats on the ground. Should have used it against the battlecruisers instead. Look at this battle right here. What an incredible back and forth. Nice. The second anti-armor missile on these battlecruisers. Making it work. Tactical jumping on out of there as necessary because this Viking count is just so stupid high right now. And they do happen to have +1 air attack, which makes them even better here against the battlecruisers. Vikings were created to deal with capital ships for the opposition, and that means battlecruiser for TVT. Viking here trying to take down a Liberator, switching into single target mode to take it out. And yeah, I like it. I kind of like the Thor action. Getting these Liberators out of here. Emojin skin on the Liberator is actually really stacked in. It's hard to see, but the orange highlights really making it interesting there. The orange does kind of make it feel a little bit more kitty. I don't know how else to say that exactly, but yeah, anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th base for Boris has landed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases for Geoff too. We're pretty close. Both players are effectively maxed out. We're going to see some dancing around a bit, some Sky Toss versus Sky Toss action coming along in the next few minutes. That said, the ground army was pretty healthy for Boris a second ago. Does he still have I think he still has a bit of a ground army. Missile turrets, man, problematic for your Sky Terran army. You can't just fly wherever you want because there's going to be missile turrets out there in different locations or just the one even sometimes. Hellions again trying to go for that run by to kill some SCVs, and he's really done a great job with it thus far. Even if he is losing a lot of Hellions, there is mineral dump. He doesn't care about minerals at this stage of the game, and a couple more SCVs going down. Splash damage killing some SCVs there too. 50 workers killed by Geoff. Holy what? I mean, it's 49, but still 50 killed by Geoff is fantastic. Beautiful stuff indeed. All right, so counterattack here by Boris. It is 73 to 71 workers. We're even, but again, Boris keeps losing workers. Is that high, transform? Yeah. Yep, that is. Wow, I can't remember what it is. I am sleep deprived, you guys, but I think it's the one that allows you to transform your Thors and Hellbats in a very quick manner, which is just hilarious to me. We'll see if we get there or not. It's like servos or something. Decent anti-armor missile there on the Thor, but again, the battle cruisers. There we go. That's a big one with the anti-armor missile. Everything is Cheeto dusted right now. But just doing Yamato cannon all the tanks and then tactical jumping out so that we are still alive. And the Vikings are taking shots there as well. Oh, they tactical jump down here. What? What are you doing, Geoff? This is amazing. He's raining down absolute destruction on the third base of Boris. Boris is coming all the way home to deal with this. And these are sacrificial battle cruisers. They're not getting out. They are not getting out at all. That cooldown between the tactical jumps is like 50 seconds. And yeah, so the Vikings come home. The battle cruisers know that they're dead. They can't deal with this many Viking. They're running. Trying to kill a couple SCVs there. They do kill one on that building, that command center. But then everybody gets dead as they are dusted with Cheetos. The Cheeto dust death is an ignominious one for sure. 4 more battle cruisers though. Geoff, did he lose all of them? He did. He's down to 3 tanks, 5 Hellions, and 8 Thors, but he's making 4 battle cruisers, which is good. Expanding the top left-hand corner is Boris Hellions running on down to a planetary fortress tank situation, where I just don't see this really functioning at all for you, man. How many SCVs are going to die? One has gone down. Maybe another one here, too. That's a good location for this Hellion. 2! 2 SCVs burnt alive by an infernal pre-igniter. Alright, well, I mean, this Hellion apparently is going to try to kill this refinery for all the rest of time, because I don't know how many licks it takes to get to the center of that Tootsie Roll Pop, but it's got to be a lot. It's got to be just huge, stupid numbers here. Another base by BorisJohnson in the 6 o'clock position. Hellions might actually be able to do something about this if they transform themselves into Hellbats and started to work on it, because they are pretty good against buildings, as it turns out. And they do have they have attack upgrades for vehicles? What? No. All the attack upgrades have gone to Sky Terran. How is he just ignoring this? I don't know. Hellions running on in. Again, they want to kill SCVs more than anything else. Staying out of the range of the planetary fortress as best as they can. Trying to take down a missile turret, which has a guy in it, by the way. There's a dude in there. Hey, dude. How's it going? Setting up at the front, though, in a very threatening army situation here is Boris. BorisJohnson. I can't just say Boris, you guys. I don't know what it is. It's Rocky and Bullwinkle. It's ruined me for the rest of my life. Okay, setting up. Tanks on the ground for that siege against anything that the ground of our, Geoff's army looks like here, which is going to be mostly Hellbats. Not sure that it matters all that much, and this Viking fleet has just been insane for Boris this whole game. Once he started making Vikings, he's had, 20 plus, I feel like, the entire game so far. And here we go, battle number 3 here between the Vikings and the battle cruisers, getting tactical jump out again, this time, heading on over to this 4th base at the 9 o'clock position, and they're going to actually kill a ton of these SCVs here. Fair enough. Is Boris going to come home this time? He's got to do something with these Vikings in his. He leaves his ground army here. He's got Liberators. He's got tanks. How are the upgrades for those guys? He's got +1 ground attack, which is nice. But yeah, this 9 o'clock position by Boris is just completely wiped out. 6 kills, 2 kills, 7 kills, 2 kills, and then getting wiped out by the Vikings. Again, superior in every way to these battle cruisers are these Vikings. I mean, they're getting there eventually. Maybe not as much of the shellacking as the last time all the BCs died, but still pretty good nevertheless. Still pushing up here, tanks. Trying to make something happen. Trying to get up here into Geoff's 12 o'clock position. Planetary Fortress, getting direct shots on it, which is amazing. Really, really good to do that. So both players taking intense damage right now. Base gonna go down. Can he save it? The SCVs are repairing it, so in that case, yeah, you can. But how many SCVs are you wasting here trying to repair this planetary fortress when these tanks just absolutely are not going to give up whatsoever? Vikings show up, planetary fortress does go down. We've got a battle cruiser at Boris's top left-hand corner base. We have a battle cruiser down at the 6 o'clock position for Boris 2. And a battle cruiser defending his front, at least until the Vikings come back, and he tactical jumps out of there. Where's he going? He was kind of helping his friend at the 6 o'clock position here. This game is getting a little bit insane. There's action all over the map right now. These tanks from Boris are unsupported, but they're doing work, man. They're doing absolute work, getting another planetary fortress. This is like the 11:30 position, not the 12 o'clock position, but it's close. This battlecruiser has 2 kills. His job is just to kill these tanks. 6 o'clock position does end up dead here. More battlecruisers are going to die for Geoff, which is not a good position at all. It has effectively dropped Boris down to 2 mining bases. Not that Geoff is all that healthy either. He's down to effectively 2 as well. After he ends up losing his 2 bases at the top here, the 11:30 and the 12 o'clock position, Boris ends up losing his 9 o'clock and his 12 o'clock, well, 6 o'clock, 5:30 position here on the clock. 156 to 141 supply. We are pretty even on that count. Worker count about the same too, and army supply fairly similar. More and more battle cruisers coming in from Geoff. If at first you don't succeed with battle cruisers, keep making battle cruisers. These the Hellbat. There it is. The Hellbat transformation was so fast. It was great. Hellbats versus landed Vikings. You don't see that kind of a battle every day, but the tank's kind of cheating a little bit and helping the Vikings win that battle. I like this composition out of Boris. I really do. Marines, Marauders, Tanks, Liberators, Vikings, Ravens. It's very Maru style in this TVT, and it's working out for him too. Re-expanding to the 9 o'clock position is Boris. Re-expanding to the 5:30 position is Boris. And re-expanding the 12 o'clock position is Geoff. It's just in the TVT, you have the time to rebuild your bases, as TVT armies are not necessarily all that swift. With that said, man, tactical jumping battlecruisers, pretty swift. They can get to one place really fast. After that, not so much. But nevertheless here, Marauder's going to take down that planetary fortress. They are mean. They have +3. No, hang on. They have any? They have +1 attack. But that bonus damage is pretty fantastic here. Hellions rolling on into the third base of Boris, trying to kill more and more stuff. And can actually take down this planetary fortress. The repair is real, man. This planetary fortress is up to 13 kills. 15 kills there. Can't do anything about the tanks. This is another situation where Geoff is kind of allowing his planetary fortresses to die after wasting a lot of resources to repair them. It doesn't seem super ideal. Super duper ideal to me anyway. Hey, look, a battlecruiser at the 5:30 position. Again, Geoff is just sending these battlecruisers everywhere, keeping Boris on the run. That said, resources lost here actually fairly similar. 40,000 for Boris, 38,000 for Geoff. Incredible stuff. Indeed, 9th base or 9 o'clock base is not back for Boris. Unfortunately for these Hellions, they wanted something to kill for sure. Production tab is empty for Geoff right now, which doesn't seem like a good sign. Seems really bad, actually, for the Red Terran player to have a production tab that's entirely empty. Not his bank isn't really that big either, unfortunately. The battlecruisers are sitting on 3-3, so they're extra tanky. Tactical jump back home, actually on top of these Vikings. And you know what? With the Yamato cannon on the Vikings, doing some good work here. The Dorito missile stuff is real. But the Vikings, there's only 5 of them remaining here. The Marines are not going to get this job done. The Marauders obviously can't shoot up. And now the tanks are going to have to kite within an inch of their lives to take down every one of these battlecruisers. And they're going to be able to do it until the Thors show up with their ground-to-air attack. And suddenly that Viking flock of Boris that was so intimidating a few minutes ago is down to 5 total Vikings. 5 of them. The Hellbats with their little shields in front, their flamethrowers up top. That is very Transformers of them, isn't it? Man, that's so zippy. Such zip. Trying to kill some of these SCVs while being chased down by most of Boris's army. This is just... They're so brave, these Hellion pilots. Oh, running directly into... Ouch. Into range of a planetary fortress. That is not a good thing. Geoff says, as long as I can make battle cruisers, I will continue to make things. Otherwise, that's it. We're just going to go mass BC here. Quadruple pumping out Vikings is Boris. But Geoff is up 154 to 118 supply. He's up 51 to 46 workers. His army is a little bit bigger as well. But again, the Vikings are the direct counter to these battle cruisers. Sure, Yamato cannons can take out one of them, but it's just not cost efficient to keep doing that. You can't really win overall in that position. If you can starve out your opponent to where they can't replace Vikings, then yeah, maybe it's a different situation. Auto turrets getting thrown down a little bit unnecessarily, I think. Might have saved that energy for anti-armor missiles, because this 11:30 position of Geoff is going to die again. The battlecruiser once again jumping right on top of this, going to kill these tanks. Yamato cannon down the Vikings. Anti-armor missiles are here, but that Viking count is not very healthy right now. The tanks are getting wasted. I mean, they're not really going anywhere. So the Thors do wander over and take them down. I mean, siege tanks are stationary, and as such, they can't really do much. All right, so we've got battle cruisers up north. It's 145 to 107 supply. The 9 o'clock position of Boris has been reestablished. The 5:30 position has been reestablished here, and actually retaking his 11:30 position is Geoff. He really likes that, and he took a bottom right-hand base too, and I wasn't paying attention. So good job by Geoff. Expanding a lot here. What upgrades do his Thors have? The Thors are sitting on +1 vehicle attack. And there it is. No, wait, hold on. That's the wrong thing. That is +3 ground and vehicle armor and +1 vehicle weapons for our friend Geoff here. Hellions running around the top left-hand corner base trying to see what they're doing over there. This base, that 9 o'clock position, has been lost a bunch of times for Boris, but he keeps coming back for it, man. He knows how important it is to keep having this income and this TVT, where it is such a battle of attrition in every sense of the word. Pushing down with battle cruisers from the north to the south, fully upgraded BCs, feeling strong, looking strong. This 530 position for Boris. Didn't lose the Vikings for no reason, though. Don't do that. Almost lost the Vikings for no reason, though. SCV's getting picked off from the sky. Where is the Sky Terran army? I don't know, but there are Thors here with the anti-air. The Viking fleet is huge again for Boris. That's all he's been doing, apparently. Oh, picked off the Raven. That was a massive play. And look who has a battlecruiser of his own. It's a knife battlecruiser. Here's your battle. Yamato cannon all over the thing. Tactical jumping out are the battlecruisers. Thor's trying to deal with this, but the ground army cleans them up exceptionally well. This 9 o'clock position is going to die again. After taking down the 530 position, the battlecruisers are there, and that's it. Boris is out. Boris says enough. Enough of that. Oh, hang on. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Well, now we're back to the loading screen. All right. Well, I pressed the wrong thing. I kind of want to get back in and just see that final state of things, because it did feel a little bit premature. A little premature that Boris tapped out there, but let's see if we can get up to the 30-minute mark. Anyway, just really, really fun battlecruiser control throughout that match. That little micro trick of Yamato cannon, and as soon as that thing fires, you tactical jump on out of there before the Vikings kill you, because you can't win in a stand-up fight. You just try to one-shot as many Vikings as you can, and then run on out as we can watch this battle in super-duper fast mode. You know what? Let's not worry about it. I am really tired. But bottom line, yeah, I think Boris saw the writing on the wall. He couldn't deal with the battlecruisers. His Viking count was not high enough necessarily. Didn't want to chase stuff around. He kept losing bases. Geoff kept replacing them. And I think maybe Boris just got tired of it and tapped out. So that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a TVT Master Level game. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.